Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I know we've been on a little bit of break due to Mom being in the hospital and after her broken leg. Good news is we've got her back to her home facility where she's resting comfortably, and we're able to stay in town and not drive an hour every day down to where she was. So kind of back to business as usual here on the farm. And we have a project I've been wanting to do since before we left because it's been hanging in the wings. You know, we feed the deer here on the property, and instead of just dumping it out on the ground, we have a new way to feed them. So we'll show you what we have going on. Stick around. We're going to get this project done. So the other day when we were in the big city, Kelly wanted to go to another farm store that was in a bigger town we were in. And I came across this feeder that hangs on a T-post so you can put your deer feed in. So we're going to install this instead of just pouring the feed off on the ground where it's going to get wet and everything. Now this feeder requires a T-post that is at minimum 7 feet long. All the T-posts here at the Homestead are like 5 or 6 feet is all they are. And while we were at that farm store, I looked for a T-post, but they were all out of the larger, taller T-posts. So what I'm going to do is take a couple T-posts we have here on the Homestead, and I'll splice them to make a 7.5 foot tall T-post that we're going to need. So here's our 2 T-posts. They're probably 5 foot long. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut the web off of one post, and then on the other post I'll cut this front web off so they'll kind of scissor together, and then we'll weld these up so it's a good, nice, strong joint. I already got both pieces cut, and then we've got it intertwined together here. So now we just need to weld all this up. For this project, we're going to use our Captain MIG welder here. Always does a nice job. Now, if you're interested in this Captain multi-process welder, we did a video on it here a while back. I'll leave the link down in the description if you want to check it out. So now we're assembling our feeder. We've got our big hopper here. This bracket goes on the outside. These brackets go on the inside in here, and it bolts all the way through. Okay, the bracket's mounted, so I think the rest of it's got to be done out on the pole. Okay, we got our hopper slid down over the T-post here. And then once you slide it down and figure out the height, which is 36 to 42 inches off the ground, is right for deer. You put these little plates on here, and these keep it from going down. They hit these little tabs on the T-post. And then you have a little bracket down there that kind of keeps this from coming back. Now you notice these serrated teeth right here. If you're wondering what those are for, you can also strap this thing to a tree. Use like a ratchet strap coming from these 2 holes and strap it to a big tree. Or you could even do a post if you wanted. So I've got a couple more pieces to put on here. There's a spout that comes out here that keeps the feed from just running out on the ground. They have to stick their nose in there to eat. And then there's a lid that goes on top. I'm also going to get a couple T-post clips and clip the T-post to this guide, these two guide wires coming up, give it a little more stability. Now I know we've been doing some product reviews here on the farm lately, but this isn't one of them. We purchased this at, like I said, I think it was Baumgar's down in one of our bigger towns. It cost about $80, but compared to another feeder, a gravity feeder that I was looking at, this was much more affordable. And if it doesn't work out, I can build something very similar out of metal. So not too worried about that. It's got 4 stars on Amazon, so maybe it's going to be pretty good for us. All right, that's it for the installation on that. We put it up there because we have a game camera up there that watches that area. That's where I feed them up there. So I'll show you some footage from that game camera. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, huh? Got quite a little herd's been coming in. Some nice little bucks in there. Now, if you're installing one of these deer feeders, there's different regulations for different areas. So make sure you check out your regulations for your areas. Some areas won't even let you feed deer because they think you're hurting the population or whatever. And then more of your regulations pertain to hunting. Some states will let you hunt right off a deer feeder, but we're not going to use this for hunting. We are just feeding deer with it. I believe in the state of Nebraska, you have to pull your deer feeder a month before the season starts. So you can still feed deer, you just can't harvest deer off of the feeder. Now our new bird feeder has been having quite a few visits. I'll show you a couple of those too. Pretty birds. All right, as per usual, it's getting close to supper time, so got to figure something out for our supper. Kelly will be home soon. It's nice to be back home. It really is. Traveling that hour one way every day for the last probably over 2 weeks. Very taxing, and taxing on the checkbook as well. All that gas and all that food out. It's pretty darn expensive. So, but most important thing, Mom is back where she needs to be and where she's comfortable. We'll probably give you an update on her soon, and hopefully we can get her healthy again. So till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys. Hope you come back and see us real soon here on Markelly Farm.